This is how I budget a 50k salary in Dublin if I wanted to build wealth for my future while at the same time enjoying my life today. By the way, let me know in the comments if you want me to do this for a different salary. First, let's see your actual take-home pay on a 50k salary. You will bring home roughly €3,304 per month. Let's say you're contributing 4% to your pension, which you should be if your employer matches it. That brings your monthly take-home pay down slightly to about €3,200. Now, let's start with the fixed expenses. I'm assuming you're sharing your fixed expenses with another person 50-50 and that you don't have kids. For rent, I went on Daft to have a look, and obviously this depends on where in Dublin you want to live. If you go farther out, it will be cheaper, but let's use one of the higher examples I could find. €2,000 per month for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. So your monthly share would be €1,000. Bills, from my experience renting, but also now that I'm owning, you will mainly have electricity and broadband. Let's call it €110. Groceries, if you're smart about where you shop, like Lidl or Aldi, I think €500 per month for 2 people is realistic. So €250 your share. Phone, €20. For subscriptions, I consider a Netflix, Apple TV and iCloud account, so let's say €16 per person. Transport, if you take the Dart, is €2 one way, so let's say €4 per day. If you go to the office 3 days per week, it's €70 per month. That brings your fixed expenses to €1,500, meaning that once you've covered all your fixed expenses, you'll still have €1,700 left. What I do next is to put €800 towards your savings and investments, €350 to your emergency fund until you've built 3 to 6 months of living expenses, €250 toward another saving goal like your wedding or a house deposit. And then I will allocate €200 to investing. That is, of course, if you don't have high interest debt. If you do, I'd focus on clearing that first. And that still leaves you with €900 for your wants. Personally, I will split these into sinking funds. Obviously, this depends on what you value, so this is just an example, but what I will do is to put €250 for holiday, €100 for shopping, €100 for gifts, €80 for a monthly gym membership, and €150 for going out. This way, you'll still be left with €220 buffer that you can use to increase any of the categories we've just seen. Now, obviously, the lower the salary, the more you will need to compromise. For example, if your rent is higher than this or your bills are higher, you may need to move farther away from the city center or reduce some of the spendings in any of these categories. The point is that if you plan ahead, you can still cover your fixed expenses, enjoy your life today, and still invest in your future. Follow me for more financial literacy content in Ireland, and let me know in the comments what salary I should budget next.